Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my videos. So according to Build reporter Christian Fark, Manchester United are in concrete talks with Calhanoglu regarding a free transfer. Calhanoglu currently plays for AC Milan. And it does mention we are willing to double his wages to £100,000 a week. And it said we are willing to offer him a 5-year deal. Calhanoglu has been at AC Milan for a few years now. His contract does expire with them next year. He scored 27 goals in 137 appearances since his arrival. AC Milan paid around 21 million for him from Bayer Leverkusen back in 2017. He's already rejected a contract offer from Juventus. He is 26 years of age. He currently plays as a winger. So that's the breaking news on Calhanoglu or Honglu. His name can be hard to pronounce. So anyway, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will beat Mikel Arteta in his 100th game as Manchester United manager. Solskjaer has won 56 games as Manchester United manager so far in all competitions since he got appointed in. Now, Solskjaer will want to beat Mikel Arteta because he's not yet beaten him as Manchester United manager. Mikel Arteta has beaten Ole Gunnar Solskjaer once because obviously Arsenal beat us at the Emirates last season by 2-0. It was 1-1 at Old Trafford last season. Arsenal have not beaten us at Old Trafford in the Premier League since 2006. So that's over 14 years ago now. Like I've already said to you, Arsenal do look a better team under Mikel Arteta. Yeah, they did make some good signings in the summer transfer window. They got Willian on the free. They brought Gabriel Magalhaes in. And they brought Thomas Partey in. Mikel Arteta has also made a couple of other signings. He brought Pablo Mari in and he brought Cedric Soares in. Arsenal have got some good young players in their team that could be playing tomorrow. They've got that Joe Willock. They've got Reece Nelson, who I like a lot. They've got Eddie Nketiah. And I think they've also still got that Saka. When Unai Emery was their manager, he made some good signings. He brought Kieran Tierney in, David Luiz, William Saliba, Dani Ceballos and Nicolas Pepe. Arteta has been Arsenal manager for around 10 months. I think when Arsenal appointed him in, he signed a 3-year contract, was it? So he's under contract with them till, is it 2023, if I'm right? He won his first trophy with Arsenal last season because Arsenal won the FA Cup. Arsenal are the most successful team in FA Cup history because they've won 14. Like I said on my preview, Arsenal have lost a lot of good players. I think they made a mistake by getting rid of Alexis Sanchez. They also let Robin Van Persie go at one point. They offloaded Aaron Ramsey. They offloaded Nasri. They let Jack Wilshere go. They let Olivier Giroud go. Did Mkhitaryan leave Arsenal as well, if I'm right? I think probably one of Arsenal's best players is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, but there again, some people think he's overrated. I also like Lacazette a lot. Arsenal recently had a good win. They beat Dundalk by 3-0. But they've played 6 games so far in the Premier League this season. They've won 3 and they've lost 3. So I think they're sitting, 10th or 11th in the Premier League. Like I said to you on the preview and that, Manchester United and Arsenal used to be a fantastic fixture when we had Sir Alex Ferguson and when they had Arsene Wenger. We had Ferguson for 27 years. They had Arsene Wenger for 22 years. 2 longest serving managers in English football. But I fancy Manchester United to win this game. I really, really do. We've been in a good vein of form recently. We are unbeaten in our last 4 games in all competitions. We've had a great start to our Champions League campaign. We've registered 6 points from 2 games. We've beaten PSG and we've beaten RB Leipzig. So that's very, very good. Our home form, though, has been very, very poor in the league this season. We haven't won any of our home games yet in the league this season. And that's the first time that's happened since the 1972-1973 season. So if we beat Arsenal, it will be our first home win in the Premier League this season. I give you my reaction, didn't I, to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference yesterday, and Solskjaer says that he rates Mikel Arteta and he's praised him for the job he's done so far at Arsenal, and Ole is aware that this is going to be a tough game. And Solskjaer says he cannot believe that the 5 subs rule in the Premier League was scrapped. He said it could jeopardise the players' health. He was also talking about Paul Pogba in the press conference, saying that Paul Pogba can give us everything and he's backing him to rediscover his form. And Solskjaer's accepted that Paul Pogba's more influential further forward because Paul Pogba was playing in more of an advanced role against RB Leipzig. But Solskjaer's praised us for bouncing back from that 6-1 hammering against Tottenham. Obviously, he gave us an update on Phil Jones. He says Phil Jones is injured, he's had an operation, but he said he could still play a part this season, maybe after Christmas. He confirmed that Romero has been back in training as well. Alex Telles is out as well, Solskjaer's confirmed. Alex Telles recently got tested positive for coronavirus. But Solskjaer confirmed that he's got no symptoms. Telles was absent from the squad against Leipzig. He didn't play any part in the Chelsea game, did he? But I think Telles is going to be a very good signing for Man United. I thought Telles did very, very well on his debut against PSG. We know that Eric Bailly is not available. Solskjaer confirmed last week that he's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks with a muscle injury. And that's my element of concern about Eric Bailly. He's too injury prone. And Anthony Martial, he's not available because he's got 1 game to serve and then his suspension's up. Martial hasn't enjoyed the best of starts to the season, let's be honest, before he got that suspension, but he did very, very well last season under Ollie, and he did very well in his debut season under Louis van Gaal era, didn't he? Lingard's obviously not available, but even if Lingard was available, he wouldn't have been selected because he doesn't regularly play in our team now, does he? I think Marcus Rashford will destroy Arsenal. Rashford has really, really improved under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. Marcus Rashford recently got a hat-trick for us, and he became the second Man United player to score a hat-trick as a substitute. Rashford also scored the late winner in Paris. That's the second time he's done that. So I'm hoping Rashford can start this game tomorrow. Rashford has been part of the club for several years. He's been at United since the age of 7, and he's now nearly 23, and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. Don't forget Marcus Rashford scored twice on his Premier League debut against Arsenal, didn't he? Like I said, Edison Cavani, I'm expecting him to play in this game tomorrow. Hopefully he can make his first start for Man United in the Premier League. Edison Cavani impressed me when he came on against RB Leipzig. He also impressed me when he came on against Chelsea, because against Chelsea he almost scored with his first touch. We've got Edison Cavani on a free transfer. He signed a 2-year contract with the club worth around 220 grand a week. And Edison Cavani is our new number 7. And I said to you, he will be the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Mason Greenwood, I think there'll be a lot of United fans expecting him to start tomorrow, or at least be involved. Mason Greenwood did well against RB Leipzig. Scored the first goal. That was his first Champions League goal for Man United, and it was his 59th appearance for the club. Mason Greenwood has got a contract with us until 2023. Prior to the Chelsea game, Solskjaer defended Mason Greenwood, didn't he? And blasted our ex-players for criticising him. And he said that the English media was starting to go after him. We had a few issues with Greenwood at the start of the season, didn't we? Because I think he got dropped from the England squad quite a few times. Donny van de Beek, I'm hoping he can start tomorrow. If he does start tomorrow, that will be his full Premier League debut for the club. Donny van de Beek did start against RB Leipzig, surprisingly, because I didn't expect him to start against RB Leipzig. Ollie was talking about Van de Beek prior to the Leipzig game, and he says that Van de Beek will play a big part this year, and he will be an essential player. And he mentioned that the topic is just Donny van de Beek, and he responded to the criticism over the use of Donny van de Beek, didn't he? Solskjaer's been trying to find his best position, because he can play in like 3 different roles. Against Leipzig, he played in that number 10, didn't he? But he's actually predominantly a box-to-box midfielder. We paid £40 million for Donny van de Beek from Ajax. And Donny van de Beek signed a 5-year contract with the football club with an option of a further year. Donny van de Beek currently wears that number 34 shirt. So Ollie has got decisions to make in that midfield. He really, really has. If we do start Van de Beek, he'll start ahead of either Bruno Fernandes or Paul Pogba. They won't all start in the mid, Van de Beek, Pogba and Bruno. That won't happen. Bruno Fernandes, he may start this game, Bruno Fernandes, against Arsenal tomorrow. Maybe he won't, but he didn't start in the game against RB Leipzig, but he did come off the bench and showed his quality and got an assist. Bruno Fernandes has been at Manchester United for around 9 months now, hasn't he? The vast majority of his goals have come from the penalty spot. Last season, didn't Bruno Fernandes win Premier League Player of the Month around 3 times? Reflect on his good performances, also won Sir Matt Busby Player of the Year award. And Fernandes has made a difference in the team. He's probably the best signing we've made under Ollie and one of the best signings we've made since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Now, Fred, I'm expecting him to play in this game tomorrow because, like I mentioned on the preview and that, Fred is undroppable at the moment. I think Fred has started our last 4 games. But Fred has been very tenacious. He's been good on and off the ball. He's also dictated the play well and he's been very mobile. So I've got to give him a lot of credit, Fred. And he has improved under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. We paid quite a lot of money for him a few years ago. We paid 52 million for him from Shakhtar Donetsk. Fred was an exceptional player at Shakhtar Donetsk though, wasn't he? Fred has got a contract with us until 2023. Fred did receive criticism under the Jose Mourinho era, but Fred never really got his opportunities under the Mourinho era, let's be honest. Scott McTominay now, probably got to say he's undroppable at the moment. He's done well recently. McTominay didn't start against Leipzig, but he came off the bench and did well. I have been critical of McTominay before. Just after the first lockdown, McTominay committed his future with Man United because he signed a 5-year contract with the football club, didn't he? And he has been part of the club for several years. Do you think Matic will be involved tomorrow? I don't see Matic starting the game. Matic, surprisingly though, started against RB Leipzig. Matic has actually lost his place in the team. It wasn't bad though against Leipzig. His hold-up play at times was good. He had some good games towards the end of last season, did Matic. Was it at the start of the season, if I'm right? He signed a 3-year contract with the football club. We paid big money for him as well. We paid £40 million for Matic from Chelsea back in 2017. So he's been at the football club now for over 3 years or so. Luke Shaw, I think he'll definitely start tomorrow, like I've already said, because obviously Tellez isn't available. I rate Luke Shaw, I do. I think he's improved under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. My only element of concern about him is that he's injury-prone, Luke Shaw. Harry Maguire, he'll keep his place in the team. Got to credit Harry Maguire. He has rejuvenated himself recently. Harry Maguire did have early season troubles, didn't he? Because he had a few knocks and he got sent off in England's 1-0 defeat to Denmark. He also had that incident in Greece the other month. He is our current captain, Harry Maguire. And near the start of the season, there was a lot of Manchester United fans saying that we need to take the captaincy off Harry Maguire. I said, we should give the captaincy to Bruno Fernandes because he's the one that shows fantastic leadership in the team. Bruno Fernandes was our captain in Paris, wasn't he? Obviously, Pogba and De Gea have obviously had the captaincy before. Harry Maguire is the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment because we got him in a deal worth £80 million. Victor Lindelof, he'll play tomorrow, I think. I'd like to see Tuanzebe start, but I don't think Tuanzebe is going to start. Tuanzebe really impressed me against PSG. That was his first start for Man United in 10 months, Axel Tuanzebe's. He came on against RB Leipzig. I was surprised he didn't play any part in the Chelsea game, Tuanzebe. But Solskjaer, before the Chelsea game, challenged Axel Tuanzebe to add consistency to ensure that he has a long career with Man United. But obviously, Ole's hopeful that he can remain injury-free because he has sustained quite a few injuries as Tuanzebe. But yeah, it probably will be Lindelof, like I said. Lindelof's impressed me in his last few games. He has rejuvenated himself, so I'll credit him. And Wan-Bissaka, he'll keep his place in the team for tomorrow. He's impressed me on Wan-Bissaka in his last, 4 games, something like that. He's showed some good attacking intent. Defensively, being very good. Don't forget Wan-Bissaka scored in the 4-1 win against Newcastle. That was Wan-Bissaka's first goal for Man United and his first senior goal. That game against Newcastle was his 50th appearance for the club. And De Gea, for tomorrow, he will remain in goal. I said, David De Gea will remain our number 1 this season. De Gea has really rejuvenated himself, which is good to see. He's been a long servant at the football club. This is now his 10th season at Manchester United, isn't it? Daniel James, don't expect him to start tomorrow, like I've already said. Juan Mata, I also don't expect him to start. I don't think Odin Igalo will play any part either. So, there you go. Ollie, what formation do you think he's going to go with? Is he going to stick with a 4-2-3-1? Is he going to go with a 5-3-2? Is he going to go with a 4-3-3? We'll just have to see what happens. But after the game against Arsenal, we have got Istanbul Başakşehir. In the group stage, that's the other opponent we've got. And then after Istanbul Başakşehir, it's Everton. Isn't it? But yeah, like I've said, I think Ollie deserves more time at Manchester United. He really, really does. Now, the pressure has eased off him, reflecting on that 5-0 win against Leipzig and, reflecting on them wins against Newcastle and PSG. But quite a few weeks ago, Ollie was under serious pressure at the football club. It was after that 6-1 defeat to Tottenham. And obviously, there was talks of Mauricio Pochettino coming in. It says we was looking at Massimiliano Allegri as an alternative to Mauricio Pochettino. But, I've got to give Ollie a lot of credit, like I've said before, because I think he showed tactical flexibility in a lot of the big games. Ollie has beaten Julian Nagelsmann. He's beaten Thomas Tuchel. Last season, he beaten Pep Guardiola 3 times. He beaten Frank Lampard 3 times. And he also has beaten Jose Mourinho once as Manchester United manager. But definitely his job is safe. Ollie has got a contract with the football club until 2022. This is his second season at Manchester United. He's been Manchester United manager now for almost 2 years. We appointed him in December 2018 and he's been permanent Manchester United manager since March 2019. And I think if we can get a top 4 finish this season, and I think if we can win a trophy, I think that would represent a good season for Manchester United. It really, really would. And I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs more backing at Manchester United. He really, really does, because in the summer transfer window of this year, he wasn't backed enough, was he? Because obviously we missed out on all of Ole's priority targets. We missed out on a lot of targets in general. I think none of the managers that we've had have been backed since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Moyes wasn't backed enough, Van Gaal wasn't backed enough, Jose Mourinho wasn't backed enough, and Solskjaer hasn't been backed enough, has he? A lot of United fans have been demanding Woodward and the Glazers out. Woodward's been at the club since 2012, and the Glazers have been at the football club since 2005. Next year, we're looking to make more signings. We're already making plans for next year. We're obviously, we're going to offload more players as well, because these still deadwood in the squad. Next year, I think we're looking to go in for Adama Traore. Next summer, we're going to trigger Dayot Upamecano's £38 million release clause. Like I said, we're now in for a shock move for Calhanoglu from AC Milan. You wouldn't have expected that. So, yeah. But Ole has endured 4 transfer windows at Man United, hasn't he? You know, he didn't recommend anyone in his first transfer window at the club. But in the summer of 2019, he brought James, Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in, didn't he? In January this year, he brought Bruno Fernandes and Igalo in on loan. And in the summer transfer window of this year, he brought Donny van der Beek in, Alex Telles, Edison Cavani, Facundo Pellistri, and Amad Traore. Amad Traore will be joining the club in January. So Ole has spent over £200 million since he became Man United manager, and he has made some good signings. We've had some good periods under Ole. We're in a good period now under him, but was it at second part of last season? We went on a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions. Went on a 14-game unbeaten run in the Premier League until Palace beating us on the opening day. We did well in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager, because Solskjaer didn't win his first 8 or 9 games as temporary boss. We've seen a lot of players depart the club since he got recommended in as well. So he's got rid of the deadwood. I also like the way that Ole has promoted the youth, because the young players have been given their opportunities. I credit Ole for what he did last season. Last season was his first full season at the club. He guided us to 3 semi-finals. He got us 3rd place, and he got us qualification for the Champions League. You know. But if this season we can win a trophy and get top 4, that will give Manchester United something to build on, won't it? And I think we will win the Premier League again. I don't know when. Like I've already said, I think we're at least a couple of years off winning the Premier League. I said to you, I was hoping this season that we can mount a title challenge up. And there's still a long way to go yet in the season, isn't there? You know, I haven't won the Premier League since 2013, so we haven't won it now for over 7 years. But like I've said, reflecting how long Ole's been at the club, he's learned a lot and he's gained managerial experience, hasn't he? And I just want it to work out for him, because I like him a lot. He's a club legend. He was a great player for the football club for 11 years. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance, didn't he? And Ole is our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson's retirement. We've seen 3 managers sacked since Fergie left, and that was David Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. And we know we haven't only had different managers with different philosophies in the last 7 years or so. You know, we've spent close to the £1 billion range on players. We've recruited over 30-odd players since the Ferguson era. You know, we've won only 4 trophies since Ferguson's retirement. That was the FA Cup under Van Gaal, the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield under the Jose Mourinho era. That came in Jose Mourinho's first season, didn't it? But I just think it's going to be hard for any manager at Man United, or any manager in general, to replicate Ferguson's legacy or to last as long as Ferguson did. You know, Ferguson, though, didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at the football club. By the way, Solskjaer's record is going to be better than Ferguson's after 100 games. That is definitely a surprise, isn't it? So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you with today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.